Peters.
Right behind the car.
Cube horsey? Call Brian, dude! No!
Peter, why are there so many bottles of milk in the refrigerator?
Everyone, some of the milk in the fridge is not milk, it's horse sperm. Bought a horse!
Peter, there's something off about that horse.
Say goodbye to those who knew me. Boy, was I a fool in school for cutting Jim.
Do you remember that girl?
Rhyme.
Bunch them up and pretend that you're holding like a ping pong ball or a lime or something right here in your hand. You don't want your fingers crunched and you don't want it too wide. Try to make it as close to spherical as
This girl thought she would be criticized for being ugly if she ever took off her makeup, but she finally had the courage to take it off for the first time after years.
Look at what I made. Of course it's late. Yes. Yes.
Here's a unique camera from Japan with a built-in printer. It works by taking a monochrome digital photo, and you can't really tell what the photo is from the low resolution screen, but wait until we print it.
Yeah.
You wish you could hide it, but there's no disguising it. Let it all out. Do you know what it's like when you want to go?
What? For real? What's the new pre-foil? Huh? No. Just where's E15? see. The store that I'm just a sneaker. What the Sigma? We live in a pineapple under the sea. SpongeBob SquarePants. Wally, Wally, Uli, Uli. Wow, 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 wow. 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 What's the good tycoon? Where's the SpongeBob? Oh. Where is SpongeBob? Where's the SpongeBob update? Hyper eggs. Patricky. How do I? What? By the way, this is the worst update ever. If you know this is the worst update ever. Yes, go. Omega, Omega, Omega. slap.
I'm gonna crush this charcoal into a powder. The finer it's ground up, the better it'll work. I'll plug the opening of this bottle with a napkin, or you can plug it with a cattail seed head or a piece of clothing, or even moss. Then I'll fill up the bottle with the charcoal dust. The next one I'll fill up with gravel, but this one I'll leave the cap on with a small hole in it. Then I'll put fine sand in the third bottle, with a hole in the cap in this one as well. I'll need my water to filter through each one of these bottles. Now we're gonna test this out by running some really nasty, muddy water through it. Bigger debris will get filtered out through the gravel, finer particles will get filtered out through the sand, and mostly anything that's left should get filtered out through the charcoal, including chemicals, but it won't work perfectly. This water will still need to be boiled after it's filtered, but it definitely cleared up the water compared to how it was.
Fire in the hole! Fire!
If you're...
I'm 20, so I'm...
my problem.
Welcome.
Not my problem. That's just my problem.
Welcome to McDonald's. Would you like to
Drake, go away. Raise up kids on another day. Drake. There's a song.
Did you take this off?
Gerald. What did I say? No drinking.
Omega.
Alright.
What's this? Raise up kids another day. Hello. somebody here. No. Drake.
No. Don't tell me. Don't tell me he's... No. No!
Huh?
No. Don't tell me. Don't tell me he's... No. No!
Huh?
Don't tell me. Don't tell me he's... No. No!
Huh?
I'm gonna dig my first hole in the sand about a foot or a foot and a half deep. Then after that, I'm gonna dig a second hole upwind of this one. Then I'll tunnel it all the way down to the bottom of the first hole. You wanna do this in semi-wet sand. If it's too dry, it'll just cave in on itself. But if it's too wet, your holes will fill up with water. Now the holes are connected. Then I'll build a little mound around the first hole I dug. Not necessary, but it adds a little more depth. Then I'll shave a fat wood feather stick so that I can make a fire in this. This is a Dakota fire hole in the sand. Pretty much a rocket stove in the ground. Making a fire this way makes it burn very hot and efficiently, which is great for cooking food or boiling water. It keeps your fire protected from the wind. The wind will actually help your fire instead of blowing the flames everywhere. It's also known as a stealth fire, which produces very little smoke as well. As the fire burns, it draws in fresh air through the air intake tunnel, and it's not necessary, but it does help putting the air intake hole upwind of the fire hole. I'm gonna dig my...
Don't Can you make a new profile for me, please? Something isn't right. Something isn't right. You forgot one part. Oh. The plunger monkey. The plunger monkey.
I'm going to show you how to make oil out here in the woods. Birch bark is loaded with oil. I'm going to be extracting the oil. You'll need a couple things for this. One is a metal can of some kind. Has to have a lid. And I've poked 3 holes in the lid, and I've poked a hole in the bottom of the can, right in the center. I've bent the bottom in kind of a rounded shape, and a soup can or something. Now I'm going to dig a hole in the ground in the middle of my fire pit. This will be where the empty soup can goes. Then I'll fill in the sides, trying not to get any dirt into the can. Then I'll take a bunch of birch bark and roll it up, then stuff it into the other can. I'll put the lid on. I'll set this on top of the soup can. I'll bury the bottom with about an inch of dirt or so. Then I'll add these rocks around it just so it doesn't tip over. Then I'll use some birch bark to get a fire going. Then I'll build the fire around the can. So I'm gonna let this cook for about 1.5 to 2 hours. You can see the gases escaping from the can are on fire. Once all those gases burn out, it'll be about done. I'll scrape the ashes and dirt out of the way, and then I'll pull the can up. Now we have extracted the birch oil. I'm gonna show you how to make oil.
Minecraft. You guys probably think.
Daddy! What? I just want to go outside.
お金稼ぐ俺らはスターお金稼ぐ私はスタースタースタースタースターキラキラ私はスター He know who I am
Wanna really. Let's see if I'd let.
You drive me crazy You drive me crazy. You drive me crazy.
I went to my buddy Jason's. I went to my buddy.
お金稼ぐ俺らはスターお金稼ぐ私はスタースタースタースタースターキラキラ私は
Hey Papyrus, I burnt the water.
Sans, how the f*** did you?
My friends invited me to play airsoft.
This strange green material.
911, what's your emergency?
Please help, there's a man in my house.
Does he have a weapon on it?
Come on. You come on. I know, baby. No, I know.
Tommy, help me!
Dude, if Earth is the 3rd planet from the sun, doesn't that mean that...
The plunger monkey. That's plunger monkey. Can I say something? Black on. What? Don't. Wow. Green means not so evil.
It's raining tacos from out of the sky. Tacos, no need to ask why. Just open your mouth and close your eyes. It's raining tacos. All you can eat, lettuce and shells, cheese and meat. It's raining tacos. Yum, 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 yum. It's like a dream. Yum, 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 yum. Bring your sour cream.
Shell, meat, lettuce, cheese, shell, meat, lettuce, cheese, shell, meat, cheese, cheese, cheese.
It's raining tacos. Raining tacos. Raining tacos. It's raining tacos. It's raining tacos. Raining tacos. It's raining tacos. It's raining tacos from out of the sky. It's raining tacos from out of the sky. Tacos, no need to ask why. Just open your mouth and close your eyes. It's raining tacos. Out in the street. Tacos, all you can eat. Lettuce and shells, cheese and meat. It's raining tacos. Yum, 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 yum. It's raining tacos. Bring your sour cream.
Shell, meat, lettuce, cheese, shell, meat, cheese, cheese. is
have no idea if this is going to work. We're going to make some fried chicken today. This wild mushroom gets its name because it has a similar taste and texture to chicken. It's literally called chicken of the woods. So I have some breadcrumbs and flour mixed with some spices and salt, some whisked eggs, and I have some avocado oil heating up. I like to break the mushroom apart into strips. I'll roll them around in the flour first, then I'll dip them in the eggs, then into the breadcrumbs. Roll them around until they're nicely coated, and they're ready for the hot oil. It won't take very long until they're done. You just want to leave them in there until they're a nice golden brown. It's important that you... In Albion, here's some cool thing. Your prey, not expecting anything is wrong, will come bopping along the trail and will hop head first into the trap, which will tighten around the animal. Now you have food to survive. I'm going to show you how to make a snare for catching rabbits. I'm going to take a 2-foot section of wire. Then I need to make a small loop at one of the ends. So something I like to make a funnel with some brush and sticks, which will help direct the animal into the snare. Or better yet, find a grassy area with some rabbit trails. Your prey. So looks like if you're ever in a survival, one of the deadliest plants in North America. Poison hemlock. If any part of this plant is ingested, there's a good chance it could be fatal. In ancient Greece, this stuff was used to execute prisoners, such as Socrates, by being forced to consume it. It has smooth, hairless green stems mixed with purple and purple splotches like this. And this here is water hemlock, which is related to poison hemlock, but possibly even more toxic. And other than the name, these plants have no relation to eastern hemlock, which is an evergreen tree that I like to use to build shelters with. One of the deadliest plants. So I get a lot of questions about this stove. It's an ammo can rocket stove made by Minuteman Stoves, and it's built to last. It's nice and compact, very solid construction. See? It has a carry handle, and the setup is quick and easy. It's very fuel efficient. All you need to do is gather a bundle of dry sticks, then light it up with some fat wood. Into it as needed. You can boil water quick and cook a lot of food with very little firewood. And once the fire gets going, puts out very little smoke. At 14 pounds, this stove is an ultralight hiker's nightmare. But you could definitely... I'm going to show you my survival lighter. The new and improved version. Attached here is a section of wax-infused jute twine. Gives you a bigger and more wind-resistant flame compared to a lighter. Helps you get your kindling lit in bad weather conditions. And to snuff it out, I'll slide the slider up, which is just a piece of knotweed stem. I also have the lighter wrapped in bank line, which has all kinds of uses. Under that, I have it wrapped in Gorilla Tape, which also has many uses. On the inside, I have an X-Acto knife blade, which can be attached to the end of a stick like this. Can be used as a small but very sharp knife. Next, I have a sewing needle, magnetized on the end, and some thread, which can be used to make repairs on certain things, or I can use the magnetized needle as a makeshift compass. Then I have a fishing kit with a fly, some hooks. I'm going to show you an emergency signaling technique you can use with a glow stick. Take my line, tie it to the end of the glow stick. Just like so. Then activate your glow stick when you're ready to signal, then spin it around in a circle as fast as you can, just like this. But obviously this only works at night. It's called the buzz saw. This will make your glow stick a lot more visible to aircraft or a ship rather than just waving it around like I'm doing here. And if you really want to get fancy, you can tie a few of them to a string. Imagine seeing that in the middle of nowhere. So I gotta dig a few shallow holes next to my fire. I'll take my hickory leaf, fold it like this, and then set it in the hole. Then I'll do the same with a couple other leaves. I'll take a bunch of rocks and put them in my fire. So while the rocks are heating up, I'll cut a section of this knotweed. It has a hollow stem, so it'll be perfect for what I need it for. I'll take a piece of paper towel, roll it up, and push it into one of the ends. I'll need this later, and since I don't have a container, I'll scoop up some water out of this creek with one of my leaves, then dump it in the other leaf. Even though this creek water looks clear, doesn't mean it's safe to drink. Now that my rocks are good and hot, I'll pull them out with these sticks, dust off the ashes. I'll place it into one of my leaves. That'll heat up the water, but not enough to get it to a boil. So I'll take that out and then put a second rock in. This is one way to boil water if you're stranded in the wild without a pot. This is just a small amount of water, so it only took 2 rocks to bring it to a boil. Then I'll boil the other ones. You also want to make sure you're not using leaves from poisonous plants for this, including for the makeshift filter straw, which will filter out a lot of the sediment as I drink it. So I got a dip. I'm going to show you a quick way to wrap up your paracord or your rope so you don't have a big mess like this. It's also quick release. It'll unravel nice and easy. I'll take my line and fold it. They're swarming me. But I'm going to show you a really good natural bug repellent you can use. In case you forgot, I'm going to make some medicine today. Out here in the woods. It's a natural pain reliever and anti-inflammatory. Does not taste good at all. So this is willow. I take this if I have a headache or any other kinds of aches and pains. It contains a compound called salicylate. Let's dehydrate a watermelon. First, I gotta slice it up. The thinner you make your slices, the faster it'll dehydrate. I like to slice mine in the shape of little pizzas. Watermelon is over 90% water, which is why it's so heavy, making it a poor choice for backpacking. You don't want to be lugging one of these things around in your pack. By removing the moisture, the size and weight will be reduced. And the smaller your food is, the more you can carry when hiking. And I'm a pretty big fan of food, so I like to bring a lot. I'll set my dehydrator at 145 Fahrenheit. It took over 20 hours, but now I have watermelon jerky. You'll know they're done when they're not sticky anymore. They'll have a leathery texture. These 10 pieces weigh 81 grams, and the same 10 pieces weighed 961 grams before dehydrating. And you can see how much they shrink down. There's about half a watermelon in this plastic bag. Also has a very sweet flavor. Tastes just like candy. Let's We're gonna make a survival compass with only some sticks, some rocks, and the sun. Find yourself a good stick, stick it in the ground. It'll cast a shadow from the sun. Then I'll need 2 rocks. I'll take one of the rocks and mark the end of the shadow. Now we wait for about half an hour to an hour. The sun moves from east to west, so the shadow will move in the opposite direction, from west to east. After an hour, I'll mark the shadow again. Now I have my east to west line. I'll mark that by laying a stick down up against the rocks, then crisscross it with another stick. You can use some charcoal and a piece of wood to label your directions, or you can lay some twigs on the ground like this. And the directions aren't perfect, but they're pretty close. We're gonna make a survival compass. Break it open, make sure you read your fortune, crush the fortune cookie up, put it in the water bottle. We're gonna turn this fortune cookie into lots of protein. I'm just gonna invert the top of the bottle so that it's pointing down. The minnows will funnel into the bottle to get the bait, and they won't be able to figure out how to get back out. Poke some holes in it. So now I'll take a length of bank line and just tie it. I'll put some rocks in here to help it sink a little better. Fill it up with water. Now let's throw it in the creek. So now we sit and wait. Shouldn't take too long. Minnow activity is high today. So it's been about 10-15 minutes. I'm going to check the trap. I can put the minnows in a container of water and then cast out the trap again, catch more. Break it open, make sure whatever I catch, I'm going to take it back to my campsite and cook it over a fire. I like to focus on the slower moving deep water first, because you don't have to expend as much energy there, and the water tends to stay cooler. So that's where they like to hang out. Decent sized one. So I'll take the guts out of it, and I'll keep it on ice and try and catch some more. I've been using mealworms for bait. I'm trying to get it as close to that bank over there as I can without snagging those weeds. Got a bluegill. These little things put up a good fight, and they taste good, so we're gonna keep it. See what else I can get. Got him. Just a smaller brown trout. We're gonna keep it needed. Unlike trout, bluegills need to be descaled before eating. Then I'll take the guts out and I'll cook it whole just like I will the trout. Add some green sticks over the hot coals. That'll be my grill. For the bluegill, I'm gonna try some soy sauce. I got the idea from Clueless Bushcraft. I'll give them a flip. They're looking done. And I do recommend the soy sauce. Just have to separate the meat from the bones. It's easy to do after they're cooked. And it's not a big deal if you miss one or two here and there. You just spit them out. Whatever. Here's one of the best and most used. There's a lot of different ways you can filter muddy water. This is one of them, and it's pretty cool how it works. The water will wick through it, leaving most of the sediment behind. Pretty slow process though, and the paper towel seems to wick a lot faster than the toilet paper. And then filter it a second time. It clears up the water even more. And all this really does is filter out sediment. It won't filter out any harmful microorganisms. So now, to be sure that it's safe to drink, you'll have to boil it. There's a lot of how rocks can be very dangerous if you heat them up. They're great for cooking on over a fire, but today I'm going to show you exactly what not to do and why you shouldn't heat up rocks found in or around water, like these rocks in this creek bed that have had a lot of time to soak up moisture. We're going to heat them up and see what happens as I get nice and far away from it and watch from a safe distance. The moisture trapped inside of them expands quickly from the heat, causing the rock to explode. So avoid using rocks that are found in or around water. How rock? I'm gonna see if I can catch some dinner today. You guys convinced me to go. This is a very invasive plant, but we're gonna make it useful. I'll use one of the dead stalks from last year. It's called giant knotweed. They're hollow and segmented like bamboo. With my knife, I'll score all the way around the stalk, right next to one of the joints. Once I get all the way around it, it'll break nice and clean. Then I'll do the same, making another cut next to the other joint on the opposite side. It helps to angle your knife as you're slicing through the stalk. There's the tube. The bottom is sealed off by the diaphragm inside, but now sealed off by the diaphragm. I have no idea. I have no idea. This is a very invasive. I'm going to crush this charcoal into a powder. I'm going to show you one of
Imagine doubling your
quick way you can improve your matches. Waterproof them and add a flame extender at the same time by coating them with pine sap. The sap will repel the water and keep the match dry. Just like you could also do with wax, but if you don't have wax on you, this is a natural alternative. Pine sap is very flammable, so it'll make your matches burn for longer and with a much bigger flame. Quick way you can out in the woods. This is one of the most useful things you can find in the woods in a survival situation. For one, it's highly flammable, helpful for fire starting in inclement weather. It's waterproof, so if it gets doused with water, it'll still light. It's also very sticky, so you can make glue with it, use it to seal wood, or as first aid, just like you would use Neosporin or liquid bandage. It's resin that I find on injured spruce or pines. Resin will seep from the wound and cover it, which is the tree's way of protecting itself from infections. Today we're going to make a fire. It's called the keyhole fire. It's one of the best campfire techniques used for cooking, and I'll show you how I make it. I have to get my fire going and let a good bed of hot coals build up. I'll gather up a bunch of rocks and make a ring. Another one over here. This one doesn't give me too much either, and this is about as small of a tree as I'll tap. It's about 10 inches in diameter. I'll just empty all these into one jug. I'll put that back. And here comes the rain. And a little bit from this tree. If you want to save tubing, you can tap them lower to... Some of you wanted an update, so we're going to go out and see how much sap we have. It's been a bad year for tapping maples. I haven't gotten very much sap this year, just a few gallons over the past couple weeks. Either the weather is way too warm or it's too cold. The constrictor is Today I'm going to show you how to make rope out of weeds. Milkweed. The cordage you can make from certain plants is very strong, and milkweed is one of the best plants in my area to make it from. What I want from the... I'm going to see if I can catch how rocks can be very dangerous if you heat them up.